Boyfriend gets angry when I'm sad. Hi. I need some advice. My boyfriend, M48, and I, F30, have been together for 1.5 years now. Today I felt very down because of what's happening in the world. I was sad and scared. Normally I have the tendency to keep stuff like this to myself and not talk about it. Today was different. So my boyfriend came home from work and I had already started cooking. We were chopping and I said to him, "My heart feels so heavy today. I have world pain." With a sad voice. Not angry. Not attacking. Just sad. And he said, "Is it because of Ukraine?" And I said yes. He didn't say anything else, didn't try to comfort me, which was okay for me. I didn't get upset but stayed more quiet than normal. So we kept on cooking and also did a bit of small talk. I didn't even think that my mood could be a problem for him since it had nothing to do with him. It was fine for me. I wasn't very chatty but that was all. That's why I was so surprised when suddenly he said, "Are you gonna be like this for the entire evening? And not talk?" In a very angry tone which really made upset and we had a fight. He told me, I'm treating him like shit, his words, cause I'm not talking much to him. He even told me that if someone else saw my behavior she would agree with him. That's why I'm posting this here. I'm really, really hurt and upset because it's not the first time that I get the impression that he can't handle my emotions whenever they are not cheerful and happy. I can't just be myself in a safe space. Without him getting upset. And especially cause I'm not a person that opens up easily. Him basically punishing me for opening up is horrible. We're not talking at the moment and I don't know how to explain myself. How to change this? Any advice? I already tried to tell him how I feel but all he said was that I was in a shitty mood and treating him like shit tonight. Which I find so unfair. How can I tell him that me being sad is not a reason to get upset? Thank you for reading. TLDR. Boyfriend and I had a fight because he didn't like that I wasn't talking much when I was sad. I think it's my right to be sad. How can I talk to him and explain myself to him? My ex used to be like this. If I wasn't Mary fucking sunshine every day he would get so frustrated with me and eventually blow up. People have other emotions aside from happiness. It's just life. You should not ever have to apologize for what you are sad, upset for. The idea that you're twisting yourself into a pretzel to please him is so disheartening. You're trying to make yourself smaller so that he can fill more of the void you're creating. This isn't love, and you are not some form of endless entertainment where you must please the king. You're a human and that comes with a full range of emotions. Consider leaving. If he doesn't care about your feelings he isn't worth having. 18 years older. Think about that. That's your answer. If someone gets mad and takes your valid emotions about something personally, red flag. He even knew why you were upset but proceeded to pick a fight because you weren't entertaining him. He should be there to support you, talk with you, give you space, etc. He made your feelings about current world crisis, about him. WTF. You're too young to be stuck with a 48-year-old child. Not only is this guy lacking all empathy, but he is dating a woman 18 years his junior because he knows someone his own age won't put up with his childish bullshit. My advice to you is to find someone you can feel emotionally safe with. This guy is not going to change, he doesn't want to, and he certainly isn't about to develop empathy at nearly 50 years of age. So I was feeling kinda the same way you are now, last night. I brought up what's going on and simply stated all the different things I saw, heard throughout the day. Now he didn't yell or get mad at me, but he did get a bit snippy in his reply. He told me I need to turn off the TV, stay off social media, and give it a rest already. Mind you, he is a vet himself, he could care less about any of this, which I find odd. But it's whatever. He told me I'm consuming myself in something that has nothing to do with me. I don't think I am, I just feel bad for the people over there. Plus I like to keep up and try to stay in the know. It seems to me there's communication problems here. Your boyfriend may take it as I would like to fix this and help her type of thing. I know sometimes when all my girlfriend does is talk about the negative I struggle with it because I want to help, but knows he cannot help you with this particular problem. Yes, I am condemning him for being a dickhead and not trying to comfort, but maybe give him a chance to express why he felt pushed to the side and treated poorly. If this is a relationship you would like to last, then have the conversation. If you can't get past this then no one can blame you. Good luck, op. Not the asshole. He's gaslighting you. It's okay to feel sad, and with the state of the world, some may say it's inevitable. This may be ageist but he's almost 20 years your senior, and he may be single for a reason. Your significant other should be supportive through your strong feelings even if they're negative, especially if they're not geared toward him. You still have time, I'd move on from him. You seem nice and can most likely do better and find someone who loves all of you, not just the parts that benefit them. Sounds like a normal, healthy relationship. Not at his ancient age. This is a power move. He's deliberately invalidating your feelings and making it very clear that your job, and your only job, is to make him happy. It's gaining control of you. I'm sorry, you have tried talking to him about it and he isn't interested in hearing you. There are no words that are kind enough, gentle enough and magic enough to make this dude understand you when he doesn't want to. We all know this behavior is ridiculous. You did not have feelings at him. He's not going to change, so how long do you want to live your life wearing a mask to please him? Excuse me, you spelled ex-boyfriend wrong. Hi, I've been with that person, and I'll do my best to never again. Even down to the if a stranger was hearing this conversation, they'd think you're ridiculous, which is just a terrible thing to say. These type of people view any emotions, except anger, as a weakness and it's not your job to try to teach them otherwise. If anything, they're less likely to hear you anyway, since you'll likely show frustration and sadness along the way. He's already shown that his perspective of how you were acting overrides anything you say about it. There are tough conversations you could have, probably therapy, but my experience in making them understand has been mostly a waste of time. A lot of men are socialized that showing sadness is unacceptable or even weak. Sometimes anger is the only emotion that they feel they can use to show they are distressed that is still manly. I think when these people encounter others who are upset, down or sad, they don't know how to handle it. They were never given sympathy, comfort or support if they expressed weakness, sadness, growing up, so they don't know how to give it to their partner either. So to deal with the discomfort that seeing someone else in pain produces, they resort to anger because that's what they understand. And unfortunately, that may also have been how they were treated whenever they showed moments of sadness or vulnerability. Emotionally stunted, I think, is the term used to describe such a situation. Sounds controlling. And not very mature. You can't change this. You can't change him. Unless he's willing to accept he's hurting you and being a jerk, which it sounds like he probably won't, especially considering how old he is, this will not get better. It is not your fault. You are a person, with emotions that ebb and flow, like everyone else. You are allowed to feel shitty sometimes and you should expect compassion and support from a partner when you do. If you think it's worth talking out or going to counseling, then I say try it. But don't stay with someone who refuses to be kind to you when you need it most. The way he made himself a victim is so fucked up and shows that he's incredibly manipulative. No matter what, best of luck. You deserve compassion and tenderness and I hope you get it, heart. This is just toxic trait. They are only there to accept you when you are happy and bring positive vibes in his life. This is very self-centered behavior. He doesn't accept you as a complete person but an entertainer. These guys should know one cannot live with fake positivity all their life. No one will be there to have a perfect life without any problems or sadness. Even if you have problems, you aren't allowed to share those and disturb the fake positivity in his life. This is absurd. What's he do when you're mad? He probably heard so much about it, it got annoying, plus he rather not think about something that really isn't his personal problem, who knows. You need to dump him, ASAP, let him find a sex robot who doesn't have emotions or something. He's acting childish and you can do better. All you people getting upset because of the age difference, take a chill pill. My husband was 13 years older and we were great together. I've known other couples with age differences that had great relationships. Get upset when one is underage. So the man comes home from work and the first thing you do is complain about how sad you are. How often do you do this? How often do you get depressed over things you can't change or do anything about, and then go cold and ignore your boyfriend so you can wallow in your sadness? Because if you do it often, I can see why he's fed up with it. He's gaslighting you because you're not exactly what he wants. He clearly lacks empathy and wants control. 18 years is a huge age gap. He probably thinks he can manipulate you because of it. He sounds like the kind of guy who would tell a woman that they're prettier when they smile. How supportive do you think he's going to be when something personal and devastating happens to you? I mean, life happens, and sometimes it's shit. If you lose someone close to you, is he going to be supportive, or is he going to leave you to grieve alone? This may not seem that far from normal, but it's abuse. My ex word for word would reply the same. I hope you can find a way out, and then begin to heal. Watch for his lack of empathy. You will not find a way to get him to empathize with your side ever. Except for if, I'm hoping when, you break up. Don't fall for it. But if you do, don't hate yourself and try again. But please don't make peace with staying. I guarantee that you could walk down the street and bump into a better person for you. You don't have to be with someone either. Just find happiness, it exists for you. Wow. What will happen if you have a crisis or loss? Guess he can't hold you in a loving space at these times. It's going to be all about him. Wonder what happens if he experiences a personal crisis. I could not be with someone who wants me to stuff my feelings. If he thinks treating him shitty is you being sad, what does he think when you're mad? He has no right to control your emotions. Does he control other things about you? If so, you need to rethink your relationship. Ugh. Your significant other should make you feel safe. You shouldn't have to tiptoe around because they aren't mature enough to handle a range of adult emotions. Find someone who makes you feel safe and validated. Your boyfriend sounds like a jerk. If he can't handle you at your worst, he doesn't deserve you at your best. And this was such a small issue, imagine how he would be if something major happened like a loss in your family. If he can't be supportive over smaller negative emotions, how is he going to be over major negative emotions? I know majority of solutions on this sub is to separate. But, if you stay, you will never get the support you need when you need it. This also blossoms into resentment. You have every right to have emotions. The expectation that you should only have positive emotions is outrageous, selfish, and inhuman. You can have good days and bad days. You can be in a bad mood. You can be sad. You can be angry. A good partner cares about your feelings. They don't have to match them, but they do have to respect your feelings and you. This is not a good partner. If you want kids someday, I recommend the book Raising an Emotionally Intelligent Child. They talk about how parents have different ways of dealing with their kids' emotions, including dismissing, basically treating them as unimportant or ignoring them, or disapproving, treating emotions as negative, expressing anger or disgust by normal human emotions. These things are harmful to children and their emotional development, and it sounds like that is the way your partner is. And kids aside, it sucks for you too. He sounds like he sees you as entertainment for him rather than as an independent human whose feelings he values. It is your right to be sad, and if he can't handle it, then he is not relationship material. Your life will be so much better when you no longer have to deal with his shit. So you are not allowed to have any emotions. Your place in life is to amuse him and make him happy. Run from the old guy. You can do better. You can find someone who allows you to be yourself. You deserve a more compatible kinda guy. He's in the wrong, and since he's obviously incapable of seeing it, he needs to be dumped. Run. A relationship is supposed to provide support for the full spectrum of human emotions. It's not to mask your emotions to appease your partner. He sounds unstable and selfish. You are there to entertain him, and when you fail at your task, he's upset that you're malfunctioning. Honey, I'm home. Now entertain me as you cook. I'd be pretty offended in your place. He's 18 years older than you but acting like a child. You don't see anything wrong with that. You're not the other here in this situation. #TBH. The world has problems that trying to fix it shouldn't be a problem for you to think about, sweetie. Maybe you were looking for conversation and his thoughts on the related subject in regards to what's going on the other side of the world. He probably didn't see it that way. It's not your fault. Men have a strong reaction to problems that aren't their own. Not saying you should forgive if a man didn't know, just miscommunication and possibly misunderstanding is all XO. When you date someone as old as your dad, you should expect this kind of behavior. Gonna play devil's advocate here. The post title is, Boyfriend Gets Angry When I'm Sad, which implies this happens every time you're sad. The post is about a single instance of this happening, so I assume this isn't the first time. My take, if it's rare for you to get sad like this and he flips out, that's on him being an ass and he needs to work on himself. If these sad feelings, caused by external forces, are happening every other evening and this is the only one you're mentioning, I'd consider finding a way to overcome the sadness because it won't be his job. Again, this is only if this happens all the time and is caused by external factors. I was feeling sad and had a bunch of anxiety at work. My boyfriend kept checking in and bought me dinner. A relationship is where you help the other person. This dude isn't in a relationship with you to care about you. You're his arm candy and he hates that you're not acting like it. What a spoiled brat, at 48 nonetheless. Here's my advice. You are dating a 48-year-old child. If he hasn't figured it out after nearly 50 years on the earth, he never will. Run and never look back. You will be better off. Boyfriend not husband. Girl run. My ex used to do this shit and it hurt my mental health in the long run because I felt like I had to be a fake version of myself around him all the time and we lived together. It got draining really fast. I had undiagnosed postpartum depression when I was with him, so I was like about to hang myself depressed. People who don't validate your feelings and sympathize with you because you're having a bad day don't love you and who don't help you mentally. So just run and run fast.